Hi everyone, welcome to Freedom Acres YouTube channel where you learn everything related to the Dogo Argentino breed. Today I wanted to speak with you in regards to an incident that took place the other day. Pablo got into a fight with our neighbor's dog. That was something I always wanted to avoid. Um, Pablo and Maya haven't had much interaction with other dogs. The little bit interaction they ever had with another dog was with our neighbor's dog, and that's usually they would see him, they saw him, ran into him a couple of times, and they just played for 10-15 seconds, and then I would call both Pablo and Maya, and they would come back, and then that's pretty much the interaction they have had so far with the other dog, with the neighbor's dog, which was maybe 3 times at most. So what happened the other day was I was on a walk with our usual walk with Pablo and Maya on our property, and we saw our neighbor with his dog on his side of the property, and he was also taking his dog out on a walk, and he was just sitting there, and Pablo and Maya noticed both of them, and they just stopped and were both staring at the neighbor and the dog. The neighbor's dog felt that his owner might be under some sort of threat, and he started bolting towards Pablo and Maya. That basically triggered both Pablo and Maya, and Pablo got into a fight with him. It lasted for a very short time, maybe 15 seconds at most. It looked pretty brutal, and I was very nervous because, as you may know, the ancestor of Dogo Argentino was a fighting dog. In Argentina, he was basically used in Argentina to fight other dogs, and that was back in maybe 19th, 18th century. And the dog was basically so violent that apparently he would kill the female after mating with that female. So it was that violent, and they let that dog go extinct. And out of that dog, they basically created the modern day Dogo Argentino. But they obviously bred that dog with a bunch of other breeds to tame its temperament and make the Dogo Argentino less violent compared to its ancestor. So the Dogo Argentino gets along very well with people, with humans. However, with other dogs, he doesn't get along so well at all, which is the trait they get from their ancestor. He didn't get any injuries, got a small bite on the other end of his cheek. So yeah, the fight happened. It lasted for 10 to 15 seconds. It was pretty brutal. And I honestly thought that the neighbor's dog wasn't going to make it, because that's how the Dogos are. If the Dogo Argentino gets into a fight with another dog, most breeds, they probably won't come out alive. They can pretty much handle any dog in a fight, whether it's a large breed, a Cane Corso, you name it, a Kangal. So it was a pretty scary situation, to be honest, but thank God they're trained pretty well. So I was yelling at Pablo, and he basically let him go. He had pinned the other dog basically, and the neighbor's dog, I'm not sure what breed he is. He's also a white dog. He is probably 60 to 70 pounds, and Pablo at this point is maybe, I would say, a little over 100, and Maya is probably 90 pounds. Maya wasn't participating so much in the fight. It was mostly Pablo. So yeah, it was he eventually we eventually got them separated. He was on top of the other dog, and he was listening to me. I was yelling at him. And the other thing was, I didn't have their collars on them, which is another thing. Some people think that the collar on Pablo and Maya, they it might be cruel or something like that, but these collars obviously serve a purpose. The collars that they have on are both e-collars and built with the GPS technology. So it's important to have these collars on them because this is a large breed. They have a very high pain tolerance. So that day I didn't have their collars on them, so that was a mistake, and I learned that lesson. But no major injuries, nothing happened, thank God. The neighbor's dog is fine. Right after that incident took place, my wife and I went to our neighbor's house and we apologized, even though it was nobody's fault, to be honest. But they're nice people, so they understood, of course. We apologized, we made sure their dog was okay, and Pablo had just a few injuries, but I mean, these guys are beasts, they don't feel anything. So thank God that incident took place without any unfortunate incidents or any injuries, but that was a scary, scary situation. So the lesson being is, always be prepared for any worst case scenarios. If you take your dog Argentino to maybe a dog park where there are other dogs, or any public area where there are dogs, you don't have to worry about so much with people, because they get along with everybody. They love people, they love attention. But when it comes to other dogs, especially of the same gender, same sex, they do not get along. They will fight. And that is a trait they have inherited from their ancestor, the fighting dog of Cordoba. I think that's what it was. He was called back in Argentina. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to talk to you about that incident. It was something, there's a lesson in that story, so I wanted to share that with you. And hopefully, if you own dog Argentinos, you will learn something from this experience. But yeah, that's pretty much all I want to talk to you. I will see you guys later. Thank you.